600. Definitely going to be the longest live stream I think I've ever done. 400 laps, 600 miles, mile-and-a-half racetrack here. One of in NASCAR. Qualified 25th here with Matt DiBenedetto. We will start 24th as Martin Truex Jr. is going to the rear of the field. This is going to be a difficult one to win, but it is going to be an endurance race at that. So green flag in the air, and we are underway here in the Coca-Cola 600. Who will win this prestigious NASCAR event? The 60th running of this race. 2019 rules package too might slow the pace of the race down just a little bit as well.
Got a car high now.
Off to a fairly good start already though. We were quickly able to get down to the inside. Now we're going 3 wide through the quad oval.
Car high, careful.
And to tap the brakes there going into turn 1. It is just so tight on the racetrack right now. Now we get a pretty good shove from behind from Daniel Hemrick. Oh! I mean, we're just 3 by 3 coming up through here. Somehow never made contact coming through that time. And now Daniel Hemrick trying to fight back up the middle. Once again.
Hold your line, got one
and hit the brakes again. Gonna get another big shot from behind here from Daniel Hemrick. He's really helping us kind of push us to the front. And just like that, we're into the top 10 already, up to 9th. So from 24 to 9th in the first 3 laps of the race. All about trying to last all the way to the finish. Hemrick's still right behind us. He seems like he's got a fast car early on. He keeps looking to pass us.
Still there. Stay on the bottom. Car outside, hold your line. You got room, you're clear.
Fast Jimmy Johnson out from the 7th position, closing in on Eric Jones for 6th. Quite surprised by how many spots I've already jumped in this one. Getting some help now from Kyle Larson. And just like that, we're up to the 6th position. Seem to be better in turns 3 and 4 than 1 and 2. Now Kyle Busch will take the lead. Busch will lead his first lap of the race. beyond us for 6th position. He's basically followed us most of the way through this pack. Car's handling pretty well both the middle, top, and the bottom of the racetrack. Pretty early in this race, of course, and that is why I'm running the bottom right now. I'm sure we will move up to the top throughout the endurance of this race. Denny Hamlin now is taking the lead in that 4-car pack out in front of the field. Again, Hamlin currently leads right now. It's definitely going to be the longest race of the season. I can almost guarantee. Longest race so far in the year was Texas. In a 500-mile race, it was 2 hours and 43 minutes. Still in the early going of this one, of course, but finally starting to pull away from Kyle Larson now as we move to the outside, or at least fake high, now moving to the inside on Alex Bowman in turns 3 and 4. Can't quite clear him off of turn 4, but we will finally clear him through the quad oval portion of the racetrack. Despite starting 24th after not a good qualifying effort, the nighttime seems to be the right time for this car to really get hooked up. Coming off of a win at Kansas. We've had 5 different winners so far on the season. And we have our first caution of the race already, just 15 laps into this one. We'll see how the pit strategy portion of this will go, as it looks like Kyle Busch is the one who just had an issue. Still kind of early in the run, but we're going to pit with everybody else that is coming on pit road. It looks like everybody from 8th on back is coming down, so we'll take 4 fresh tires as well. Actually, only the top 4 drivers stay out of the pits this time.
Coming to the green, driver. Are you ready now?
So as the top 4 will stay out, green flag will be back in the air. Denny Hamlin will lead us there. And we will see how this will come about. Pretty good restart on the bottom of the racetrack.
Got a car high now. All right.
Kurt Busch now looking for the lead on the inside. Shove from Logano from behind. 3 wide for the lead into turn 3. And just like that, Matt DiBenedetto will get out in front. And we are going to lead our first lap of the race on lap 20. Technically, we led lap 19, so 19 laps to go from 24th to 1st. I'm just trying to block everybody else off. These restarts get very crazy here. We saw in the actual race earlier this year that the final restart of the race with 6 to go ended with a 4-wide battle for the finish in which Martin Truex Jr. got the win. Bottom is open for Joey Logano to squeeze in and squeeze on by, and now Joey Logano is up into the race lead. Getting a push now from Eric Almirola to get to the inside of Logano, but that's all we're going to be able to do. He cannot complete the pass. And Logano will lead his first lap of the race now. We have already had 6 different leaders in this race, just over 20 laps in. Logano staying pretty consistent with the top side of the track. We got a little tight there, and that'll allow Eric Almirola now to get under us. He's posted the fastest lap we've ever run here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, despite the fact that we were getting passed off of turn 4 by Almirola. The apron there just a little bit. Got a little treacherous in turns 3 and 4. We'll lose a little bit of time again. Joey Logano with the clean air out in front right now. Most cautions we've had in a single race this year is a ridiculous amount of 14 at Atlanta. With this being the longest race of the year, we could very well see that again today. Diving a little too early into turns 3 and 4 as I kind of hit the apron once again. And now Martin Truex Jr., who started dead last at the rear of the field, is now up to the 4th position. And he could very well have the fastest car of this race, as he won this race in real life earlier this year. Almirola not really pulling away from us. He's staying within grass. Joey Logano's got about a 1.5 second lead right now. Now to the inside of Almirola. To the stripe that time, and now side by side into turns 1 and 2. And we will complete the pass on Eric Almirola. And that will move us on up into the 2nd position, just less than 2 seconds behind Joey Logano, the race leader. That was a good corner to 3 and 4 that time. I feel like I can run full throttle here, but I don't want to push it this early in the race and try and test that out. In this kind of a race, it is very much an endurance race, and it's all about just trying to play it smart, especially with knowing there's a long time, especially with no stages. There's no point in trying to race 100 laps at a time. Take this as one big 400 lap race. While we have led 2 laps in this one already, surprised I was actually able to get to the lead as quick as I did. I did not think I was going to have to compete for that qualifying effort. A 25th qualifying position, started 24th again because Martin Truex Jr. started at the rear, but you can see how fast Truex is. He's up into 4th already. And he started further back in the field than I did. Slowly starting to catch up to Joey Logano now. Already 1 car is DNF'd in this race, and we weren't even 30 laps in at the time. It's just crazy. We weren't even 20 laps in at the time of the first caution. Hopefully it's not a caution fest and that this thing doesn't lag on any more than what it has to. Because I could already see this thing going to be about a 3-hour stream or so. after this race, we are already going to be halfway through the regular season in the Cup Series. 13 of the 26 races will be completed. So I'm looking for win number 9 already on the season. Only got a 14-point lead over Denny Hamlin coming into this race in the regular season championship lead. So I've had 2 DNFs this year, and in both of those races I finished 37th at Martinsville and 36th at Dover. This is a very easy race to DNF out of if you lose patience, if you lose any sort of concentration, which is very easy in this long of a race. So you have to stay concentrated all throughout. See Logano right there that time. Gained quite a bit of ground. Again, I just think we're so good in 3 and 4 versus everybody else in the field. Logano held up by lap traffic. We make a move to the outside, at least we were looking at it, and now faking down to the inside, a little crossover move on Joey Logano, using the lap cars, Ryan Truex as a pick, and for the first time today we are in lap traffic, and for the second time today, Matt DiBenedetto will lead in the Coca-Cola 600. Already a career-defining season for Matt DiBenedetto. Barely had to hit the brakes there that time. I was going to run the outside to get around Cody Ware, but he ended up going high, so we ended up going down to the bottom instead.
Clear high, bud.
This car's definitely feeling like it's fairly easy to drive. My most dominant win this year, though, I do have to say, was Atlanta. The most laps I've led in a single race all year. I led about 225 laps. But so far, so good here in this one. I mean, we led over half the race there. In fact, we led about 2/3 of the race. And again, I just did not see this after that qualifying effort.
Hold your line, driver. You're all clear up out there.
Side draft from there off into 51 of BJ McLeod. Joey Logano about 3 seconds back in the lead. You will see big leads and you will see small leads throughout the course of this race. I'm sure we will get more cautions than just the one we had earlier. I mean, with this long of a race, if we have over 8 cautions, I'll say that's a lot of cautions, but anything 8 or less, it's actually pretty good for this race. Not that there's a lot of wrecks, just a lot of mechanical failures. Tough on the equipment with how much you have to push these cars, and especially when you're running speeds over 190 miles an hour for 600 miles and 400 laps around the same racetrack in the span of a couple hours. Trying to put as many cars a lap down as possible right now, of course, because Parker Kligerman kind of getting in my way a little bit here.
Careful, still there.
I'm going to jump to the inside of him and put him a lap down. So only 25 cars in the lead lap here. Not even 50 laps into this race. But again, the more cars we put a lap down, the more of a chance we'll have of winning this race the later on we get into this thing.
Still there? All right, you're clear.
It's good to trap these guys a lap down right now. And again, unlike the Xfinity and Truck Series, there's no limit on how many times they can pit, thankfully, especially with this being an extremely long race.
Stay low. All right, clear outside.
Kyle Larson's really faded back from the start. He's back to 22nd, and he is just holding a lap down. He really helped us get through most of the cars as quick as we did. I don't think we could have gotten through them as quick as we did without his help. Probably would have taken us twice as long. I'm not saying I wouldn't have gotten there, but again, yeah, probably would have taken me until about just now before I actually just grabbed the lead, but instead I've got almost a 7-second lead over Joey Logano. Currently, he's not even in the free pass position. Ty Dillon is in 21st. Now Kevin Harvick, he led the opening laps of this race. He's in 20th. But again, I believe Larson, Harvick, Kurt Busch, and I believe there was another driver that ended up staying out of the pits under that first caution. And those are the guys going a lap down right now. Here's Kurt Busch in 19th. He's a lap down.
Stay on the bottom.
Jimmy Johnson will fall a lap down. Just unbelievable.
Top 3, use it if you need it. Still there inside.
Oh, a little contact there.
All right, you're
A couple guys, and now Blaney goes around.
Yellow's
Caution
out,
will
back it
fly,
out.
Ryan Blaney. And I kind of got together. Had to use his car to kind of save it. Unfortunately, for Blaney, he goes around spinning. Obviously, accidental contact there, but that will be the second caution of the race. So I do have to apologize. Definitely didn't mean to. I mean, he's my favorite driver. I'm not going to do that to my favorite driver. Come on. And Kyle Busch, 32 laps down. He was the one that brought out the first caution. I think Blaney will be all right. It looked like he saved it, but he did go around spinning, though. But I guess he couldn't completely save it. Here we go, though. Won the race off of pit road. Everybody ended up coming onto pit road this time. Kurt Busch got the free pass. And here we go. Green flag back in the air. 8th of the way through the race, 50 laps in. Just going to clear Joey Logano here off the restart. Martin Truex Jr. now quickly up to second and closed in on our rear bumper. Takes us about 10 laps to really settle in here on a green flag run. We will lead the opening lap following this restart. And now here comes Truex. Martin Truex Jr. is there, so is Brad Keselowski. Daniel Hemrick now up to 4th. Truex definitely has a competing car for the win, with him not winning yet this year. Can he lock himself into the playoffs here tonight?
Still there inside. You got room, just clear that. Got one peeking inside. Looking inside now.
Kind of off the wall, and contact made, and that will bring out a caution.
Caution's out.
A little bit of contact made there with Alex Bowman. And due to that, we are going to have to restart back in 17.
Be ready.
A little too aggressive with the pushing there.
Got one outside.
And it was seemingly just enough to cost us.
Car high, careful there.
Denny Hamlin spins the tires off the restart. But we will see now how this will go. We got about 3 laps.
Careful, still there.
Before the caution. So already 3 cautions in the first 100 laps of this race.
Still there. Careful, still there. Car on the outside now.
Denny Hamlin right on our rear bumper. Slight contact made now with Chase Elliott.
Car outside.
Hamlin pushing his way through and trying to push his way to the front. Look at Denny threading the needle there, 3 wide. One of the tighter racetracks of any of the mile-and-a-halfs on the circuit here
Careful, still there.
that any of the 3 series race
Car
on.
high now.
And Denny Hamlin made that 3 wide pass with ease, seemingly.
All clear. Outside, outside.
Speed here on the exit of the corner. Peak to the inside of Denny, but we're not going to quite get there. Nope, still not going to get there. We're up to 10th though, back into the top 10 again. Didn't take long after the restart. Just kind of following Denny Hamlin through the field, but finally we're able to actually get to the inside of Denny ourselves. And here we go as he gives us a little bit of a shot.
Alright, you're clear there.
Aggressive pushing right now. Is exactly how the last caution ended up happening. Hopefully that won't be the case for this one, but look at this 3 wide move to the bottom. Help from behind from Denny Hamlin, and that will move us up to 2nd.
Outside.
Just past Daniel Hemrick.
Got one outside now.
Can we clear Hemrick? Off of turn 2? Yes, we do.
Inside. 3 wide.
Hamlin making it now 3 wide to the bottom. And just like that, Denny Hamlin's actually going to clear everybody for 2nd. What a move.
Still there.
Down the back straightaway, completes the pass off of turn 4. We'll have to follow in 3rd. We've got Toyotas running 1, 2, 3 on the racetrack right now. Top 2 being Joe Gibbs Racing, teammates of Martin Truex Jr. and Denny Hamlin. And then we've got Matt DiBenedetto here running in 3rd. Hamlin right down Truex here. He's led every lap off the restart. Even majority of the laps before the restart. Hopefully it's not going to be like Atlanta where we had 0 green flag pit stops the entire race. Hopefully we at least get some here. And already 3 cautions in this one. You get about 60 laps on a full tank of fuel here, a full fuel run. Charlotte Motor Speedway. Joey Logano now kind of coming out out of seemingly nowhere. He was finally able to fight through that pack, move his way into the 4th position, and he's closing in on a rear bumper, and now going to give us a little bit of a shot in a bump trap here.
Car there on the inside. You got
both kind of run the top side of the track through turns 3 and 4. Gano, for the most part, kind of staying right on my run in my draft right behind me. Denny Hamlin's been running to the top side lately, and he's gaining quite a bit of ground now on Martin Truex Jr. The lead is now cut down to about 0.6 of a second between the two. Hamlin got around me, he was about 2 seconds behind. And no lap traffic has been shown there, so even with the dirty air, Hamlin's showing like he's probably got the strongest car in this one. He led some laps that have been on in the race, but has not led yet since the first caution. Only led about a handful of laps at the most, but you never know. And Kyle Busch, I'm sure, could be up here too. I mean, we could have 4 Toyotas easily in the top 5, but Kyle Busch blew an engine in the first 20 laps of the race. He's out with a mechanical failure now. Denny Hamlin has just caught Martin Truex Jr., and if they start racing with each other here, we might be able to catch him. Hamlin peeking to the inside of Truex, but Truex is going to throw the block on him, at least for now. With it being this early in the race, how long will it be before Truex will let him go, if he does decide to let him go? Side by side in turns 3 and 4 now. Again, they're slowing each other down. The lead is under a second, back to 3rd. Hamlin still can't clear Truex yet through the quad oval, and here we come. Finally, Truex will let him go into turn 1, knowing that a non-teammate is coming here of Matt Benedetto. This single car team is affiliated with Joe Gage, but we're not exactly teammates. And so here we go. Good chance we might be faster than Truex now at this part of the run. Denny Hamlin will lead 2 consecutive laps now, so he took the lead 2 laps ago, and now we move to the inside of Truex. And just like that, we're going to get on by Truex with ease in turns 1 and 2, and easily clear him out of turn 2. And about 5 car lengths back, a half second back of Denny Hamlin in the race lead. Almost running the top side of the racetrack. On 3 and 4. And about a 1/10 of a second that last lap on Denny Hamlin. Closing in on lap traffic, not quite to the lap traffic yet. But now Hamlin's going to catch him into turns 3 and 4, but we make the move to the inside. And Hamlin stuck on the top. He'll get around the lap car, but not before we get around him. New leader at the line for the 3rd time already today. It's Matt Benedetto. $19 cars on the lead lap currently. Hopefully we can get a long green flag run here and start to lap a lot of cars once again. We're in the lap traffic.
hold your line, stay high. All right, you're clear there. All right, you're clear. Got one outside now. Stay on the bottom. All right. got one up top.
Things pretty quiet for the most part right now. Some spaced out lap traffic here in the Coca-Cola 600. Closing in on 100 laps into this 400 lap race.
Car high, careful there.
Almost a quarter of the way through. Fastest lap ever recorded here for me at Charlotte Motor Speedway is also the fastest lap that I've run in this race at 29.645. But now that we're on a little bit older tires and in lap traffic,
Car there on the outside.
really not able to run in the 29-second lap times. That last lap was a 30.716, which is over a tenth of a second slower, so. We do have a fast car at times, and we do have a faster car than the rest of the guys in the field, but drop-off in lap times, though, very noticeable.
You're all clear on the bottom there. Still there.
24th on back, already 2 laps down in this one. And it is a long race, and you could get 2 laps back over the course of that time. It is still very, very tough. Once you fall 2 laps down, you are almost completely out of it. It just takes a miracle just to get back in the lead lap.
Got one outside now.
Really, yeah, getting contention to win. These guys really aren't going to be in contention to win regardless of the fact. But it's still nice to put more cars a lap down, put as many a lap down as possible. Ryan Blaney right now is 2 laps down in the 21st position. Having a rough go at it to start the season. We're already halfway through the regular season, and if you don't have a win, have to rely on points to get into the playoffs. To become dangerous by the end of the year, you never know if you're going to actually get in or not.
Still there.
Chase Elliott now about to go a lap down. He's in 15th currently. And we're going to get on by him, so just like that.
Alright, clear outside.
We only have 14 cars on the lead lap. Joey Logano is now just taken over 3rd place a few laps ago to Martin Truex Jr. We have an 11-second lead over Denny Hamlin. Top side of the track here.
Alright, you're clear there. Alright, you're clear.
Just past halfway through a fuel run here.
Stay at the bottom. Top 3, use it if you need it.
Right up against that wall.
Alright, clear low.
Bring forward before we have to cut down to get around Cody Ware there. We just have one of us.
Caution.
And that will bring out the fourth caution of the race. With only 13 drivers on the lead lap. Tyler Reddick will get the free pass in 14th. That was a very dangerous situation there. We almost got caught up in somebody else's accident. That would have been terrible on our behalf. 4 fresh tires, 3/4 of a tank of fuel. With that much fuel will be enough to fill the tank, so we are going to pit along with the rest of the field. Fourth caution of the race here with 314 laps to go. And we will have 310 laps left when we get to the restart.
Alright now, be smart out there. Going green. Are you ready now? Green's out, man. Let's go.
Here we go, green flag back in the air here at Charlotte.
Car high, careful there.
Martin Truex Jr. trying to keep pace on the top side. Denny Hamlin lost a spot on pit road to Martin Truex Jr. We'll get to see how fast Denny Hamlin can be if he can get the clean air a lot quicker this time off the restart. Truex staying on the inside right behind us. And we kind of hit the apron just enough, sliding up the racetrack. Here comes Truex on the bottom. Contact! Truex will lead the lap. Hamlin still stuck, side-drafted right now off of the 22 of Logano. Hamlin gonna push this Toyota car up in front now, and now some slight contact again. Will Logano clear us? Not yet, at least. And now here comes Hamlin. Hamlin forcing his way now underneath us. And just like that, Denny Hamlin up to third once again. Now Kurt Busch gonna fight for the bottom. He's gonna get there. We are just not getting a lot of help at all here. Joey Logano going for the lead now on Martin Truex Jr. Joey Logano's car is seemingly coming in. They're getting set up right for later and later into this race, and Logano will lead the lap. Staying with these guys just in front of me here, staying with the top 4. The top 5 starting to pull away from Alex Bowman on back. See if Bowman can make a run here soon though. Maybe try to get around us for 5th. Slowly losing Kurt Busch, but not by a lot. Staying in his draft for the most part. Busch now, underneath Martin Truex Jr. for 3rd. Denny Hamlin all over the back bumper of Joey Logano right now, and we'll see if he can get around him.
Hold your line, got one outside.
Now we're side by side for fourth with Truex. Truex slowly fading back.
Stay low, stay low. You're all clear up top there.
Now we're going to clear Martin Truex Jr. Denny Hamlin out of the inside of Logano for the lead. Side by side at the line. I think Denny Hamlin led the lap, but it was tough to save him back here. About a second and a half off the lead. And off of turn 2, Denny Hamlin will clear Joey Logano. All over the back bumper now of the one car of Kurt Busch here. Kurt looking for his first win of the season.
Car outside, hold the line. You got room, you're clear there.
Oh, almost cleared him off of turn 2, ever so close. He's fighting back on the top side though. We'll see if we can get him in turns 3 and 4 now.
Careful, still there. Outside, outside.
Now we got him.
You're clear there.
Just finally cleared Kurt Busch. Joey Logano now really falling back too far, at least from Denny Hamlin. Hamlin is slowly getting away from him, but he's within a mistake away from easily getting around Hamlin, so he is still putting the pressure on him there, as you can see. Certainly we're in third. About a tenth of a second there in turns 3 and 4, both on the race lead and the second place driver of Joey Logano. Logano only 3 to 4 car lengths back in the lead. Just past a quarter of the way through this race, 297 laps to go out of the 400 laps. We've worked hard to catch up to Joey Logano for second, who is slowly fading back now from the race leader, Denny Hamlin. We're going to get around in turns 1 and 2. And just like that, again, we're up to second now, chasing Hamlin. And I mean, you can just tell early in the season that it's shaping up to be a Denny Hamlin and Matt Benedetto show, despite the fact that Hamlin only won 1 race this year, and we've won 8. And Now lap truck or car of Truex in the way again, taking it 3 wide for the lead into turns 1 and 2. Hamlin now back to the bottom of the track, trying to get back around us. Crossover move by Denny Hamlin. We are going to clear him now into turns 3 and 4. Oh, he's still there. There's contact with the lap car. Denny Hamlin still in the lead. Hamlin. Down to turns 3 and 4. Denny Hamlin going to try to fight back off the exit of turn 4, but this time we clear him for sure. And just like that, back in the lead with 292 to go. 4th lead of the race for us. I'm sure we'll be trading the lead back and forth with Hamlin even more throughout the course of this event.
All right, you're clear. Car outside, hold your line. Clear high, clear high.
Ride along with the in-car cam here for the first time tonight.
Still there. Clear high, clear high. All hit. Careful, still there. Car high, careful there.
Caution is going to fly now for the 4th time here today. 5th time here today. Caution number 5. And everybody on the lead lap will pit. Kevin Harvick will get the free pass, putting 15 drivers now on the lead lap in this one. So, here we go. Joey Logano will win the race off the pit road this time.
Coming to the green, driver. Be ready here.
And so Logano winning the race off the pit road. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. He's got the advantage on the inside. Dead even into turn 1.
Down low now.
Oh, we got a little loose.
Got a car coming inside now.
Gonna stay on him though. Trying to get the run with the draft. Down the back straightaway. 3 wide for the lead. Contact made. More contact.
Clear high. All clear. Car high, careful.
We're going to hold on to second, at least for the moment. Joey Logano holds on for the lead. We get loose again into turn 2. More contact. We are just out of shape right now.
Inside.
Really got to get back into this one.
Inside. All clear.
I don't know why all of a sudden we're just getting loose. Handling of the race car definitely being effective here. Oh my goodness, more contact. Now with Daniel Hemrick.
Car high, careful there.
Definitely got to calm down here.
Got 1 down low now.
By far the worst restart we've had in this one. Martin Truex Jr. trying to get on by us. We're just going to let him go. At least for now. I mean, we might end up getting another shot to pass him here. Once again,
Careful, still there.
peeking to the inside, but that's all we're going to be able to do is peek. So we quickly fell back to, well, the 10th position, and we got back around Daniel Hemrick pretty quickly. So went from 2nd to 10th on that restart, currently in 9th. We got to gain all those spots we lost. And just by losing 1 spot on pit road to Joey Logano, costed us so much more time following the restart. Logano, though, checking out. Denny Hamlin, he has not been good in the pits at all yet today. He's been struggling. His team's been struggling in there. He's always restarting further back from when he came in. I think that's the first time we've even lost a spot on pit road tonight. But we went from 1st to 2nd, so we couldn't control the restart. And that itself right there was just enough to cost us some time.
called a caution.
Well, here we go again. Caution number 6 coming really quickly after caution number 5. 271 laps to go in the race. Gotta say, so far we are on pace. On pace to making it in here. We're gonna just pit. Just gonna like to pit with the rest of these guys. Hopefully we can get a better restart than what we had that time. We're gonna restart back on the outside again though, so this could be an issue.
Alright, man.
Being in the middle of the pack instead of controlling the pack this time. So here we go. Green flag back in the air at Charlotte. 268 laps to go.
Car there on the inside.
Pretty steady restart. So far, so good. Still stuck on the outside for right now, though.
Hold your line there.
Looking to go up the middle, but we're not going to.
Car there on the inside.
I'm trying to play this as safe as we can possibly play it. Want to get to the inside, though. We finally are able to get to the inside after a lap on the restart. Now to the inside of Truex here for 7th, and maybe we can get some help and some pushing going behind us to kind of help us out even more. Again, fighting hard to the inside of Truex again into turns 3 and 4. Can't quite beat him right now. But now we get to the inside of Bowman, so we do clear Truex at least.
Got one peeking outside.
He gives us a shot now into turns 1 and 2. He's trying to help us get around him.
Careful, still there.
He knows he's faster than Bowman as well. Like, let's work together to get around him as quick as possible.
You got room. You're
So
clear.
now we clear Bowman.
Outside. You're all clear on top. Hold your line. Got one inside.
And we're back to 7th though, because Truex is going to get around us pretty quickly.
Got a car coming inside now.
And now again, Bowman fighting back down to the bottom. And he'll get around us.
Still there.
3 drivers have DNF'd in this one. I'm sure there will be more to come, as well as more cautions to come throughout the course of this race.
Still there. Careful, still there. 3 wide now. Clear low, bud. Car high, careful there. Car outside, hold the line.
263 laps to go.
Got one
About
peeking
3/8 of the
outside.
way through this one. Still quite a long ways to get to shoot for. And here comes Kevin Harvick. We have not heard or have said much about him since the very beginning of this race. But he is up to 8th, back in the top 10 now, and he's working for 7th on us in the Mobile
Still
1
there.
Mustang for Stuart Haas Racing. And how about that? Kevin Harvick up to 7th and trying to move even closer to the front of the field. To stay in his draft, because he might be one we'll have to follow to get through these guys. Harvick working to the outside to try and get around Eric Jones. Power move by the 4 team of Kevin Harvick. Still fighting hard on the top. Look at this. What a great battle between Eric Jones and Kevin Harvick. Harvick still trying to make the gutsy move on the top. Finally gets the run off of turn 2. He'll get around him. Now we'll work to the top side of Eric Jones. Jones holding the bottom, trying to make guys pass him on the top. Crossover move by DiBenedetto.
Careful, still there.
To get around a Toyota driver. A fellow Toyota driver, and it'll work. Harvick trying to work on Keselowski now. Keselowski might be holding him up. Try to follow Harvick in. We get to the inside. Harvick will clear Keselowski. We're going to get to the inside of Brad.
Car outside. Car outside. Hold the line.
Cannot clear him. Coming off of turn 2.
Stay low, stay low. Car outside. Hold the line. You got room. You're clear.
And just like that, Mac DiBenedetto up to 6. Harvick. He's now going to get around Martin Truex Jr. pretty easily. In less than a lap. Truex might have let him go, but no guarantees about that. About a lap and a half later, we're going to get around Martin Truex Jr. for 5th.
All right, you're clear.
And close back to the rear bumper of Harvick here to get around him as quick as possible again. Quickly jumping to the inside, but not able to complete a pass at all. Harvick gets loose, just really trying to turn down in front of us and block us off. He does not want us to get around him. Not going to give up, though, into turns 3 and 4. And now a power move to get around Harvick. Up to 4th. Harvick back to 5th, but we're both going to try and work to catch up to Kurt Busch. Denny Hamlin is taking the race lead away from Logano about 5 laps ago and is quickly pulling away from him. It looks like Denny Hamlin will be the guy we'll have to chase once again to try and get the lead back. But it's good that Logano is able to get these quick leads on the restarts. It shows he probably got the best short run car of anybody within the first 5 laps of a restart. So if we do get a restart with less than 5 laps to go, he will probably be the one to beat. Now to the inside of Kurt Busch, we're going to get around him for 3rd.
Clear high, clear high.
We are clear. We'll see if Harvick will catch up to Kurt here in the next couple of laps and get around him. About 3 car lengths behind him, but he is closing in on him. About a 1.5 seconds behind Logano, and caution will fly for the 6th time, as it looks like Ryan Truex will bring out the yellow. 6th caution of the race. Or sorry, the 7th caution of the race. Not even halfway home. We're already halfway to tying the record for the most cautions we've had in a single race this year. So we're going to go at it again. 4 tire stop under caution. Gained a spot on pit road there on Joey Logano.
You're coming to the green.
Because for the most part, we've had a fast crew in the pits tonight. Green flag back in the air here at Charlotte. Trying to get the advantage on fellow Toyota driver Denny Hamlin, who has not been good on the restart so far. Hamlin's got a good driver, Joey Logano, on the short runs, though, right behind him. Hamlin able to clear us off of turn 4. And we're forced to stay in his tracks. Here comes Truex trying to give us a shot from behind. Hamlin goes high.
Hold your line, got one inside.
Toyota's seemingly on the top side of the racetrack. We go from second to fourth. Nowhere near as bad of a restart as what we had.
You got room. You're clear.
Last time we restarted second. Couple of restarts ago. And now Logano to the inside of Denny Hamlin trying to battle him off for the race lead. We hold Truex that day right behind us. Kurt Busch just in front of us. It just seems like from the middle of turn 2 off, that's where we're losing them. We're getting them on entry into turn 1, but that's about it. Now we're about to be split by some lap traffic.
Hold your line, got one this side. Got a car coming inside now. Got one down low now.
Harvick's still right behind us here off this restart. We both kind of lost quite a few spots over the course of a few laps.
Inside, all clear.
Walking Harvick down to the apron here.
Road clear.
Crazy.
Outside.
He's very loose with aggressive pushing. He's like, hey, listen, if you're gonna
Got a car high now.
if you're gonna keep blocking me, I'm gonna keep pushing you. So finally able to get around us. And Daniel Suarez will close in. NASCAR Fox crank it up. We were finally able to get through it. Had a few cautions in the midst of all that. And delayed it a little bit. We'll have another one though before the end of this race. Hopefully we can get a caution in the middle of that one.
Car high, careful there. Alright, you're clear there.
Finally got back around Kevin Harvick. For 8th. Thinking right now though that I'm gonna have to take an unscheduled pit stop. We get to the inside of Brad Keselowski here in 4th position. So now we get around him here. We're in 7th, coming onto pit road. In the 7th position.
Back it down.
For an unscheduled stop. So we are likely going to fall a lap down regardless, so we're going to change 4 tires then along with it. Hopefully we can be the first driver 1 lap down in case of another caution. Ended up getting a little bit too much damage off that restart. Kind of wanted to repair it. I could tell how loose the car got because of it. Trying to get this race car as stable as possible like it was earlier on in the run. So we are a lap down.
Car on the outside now.
There are 17 drivers on the lead lap. The 25th place driver just passed us.
Still there?
Really keep trying to get around these guys as quick as possible. But we do have 4 fresh tires versus Vincent. We should be able to get around them pretty easily. And the way these cautions have come out so far, we've had 7 of them so far today.
Careful, still there.
Hopefully we can at least get to the free pass position before we get another yellow. Should be able to happen.
You got room, you're clear. Car outside. Alright, you're clear there.
Bubba Wallace is the next driver we have to pass for position, and he is just less than a second ahead of us. So we are likely going to catch him here in 3 and 4. We have caught him, now we just got to get around him.
Still there?
And we will. Move us up to 18. Ryan Newman is in the free pass position in 17th right now, and he's about a second ahead of us in the Oscar Mayer leader. 6 car.
Careful, still there.
We just got around him. So we are in the free pass position in case of a caution, so we will get our lap back. No issue there. Who knows, maybe we cycle around and green flag pit stops, and if that's the case.
Hold your line, stay high.
There's a good chance I might just end up pitting looking to stay in the sequence.
You got room, you're clear.
Still only 3 drivers have DNF'd in this race despite the fact we've had 40, or sorry, not 40 cautions. 7 cautions. Those 40 drivers started this race.
Alright, you're clear.
Denny Hamlin's just taking the race lead away now from Joey Logano once again.
Stay low. All right, you're clear. All clear.
I gotta say though, I should be able to catch up to these guys and get my lap back. Eventually here, under green, the longer they stay green. About 2/3 of the track behind the race leader when I came out of the pit. With these 4-brake tires, I've closed it down to being about less than 1/3 of the track behind him. A lot more lap traffic to get through though. Compared to what Denny Hamlin's got in front of him right now, that might have been part of why I caught up as quick as I did. Denny Hamlin really pulling away from Joey Logano right now. Next driver I can pass for position though is Chase Elliott, and hopefully I can get back on the lead lap. That'll be the next step in case of a caution, because then I will at least restart with the lead pack. Worst case scenario, I do have the third class position. Very tight, 3 wide, right up the middle.
You're clear there.
Fourth and fifth just in front of us right now. You can see Denny Hamlin just coming off of turn 2 off of the distance here.
Still there. All right, clear low.
Okay, let's go. Here we are.
Outside. Clear high.
But likely little contact there with Chris Buescher. Hopefully he saves it. Yes, he does. Great save by Chris Buescher. That time. Second place driver Joey Logano now just in front of us. Oh, what an aggressive move to go 3 wide through the quad. And split the lap traffic and get around Logano at the same time. Now the next car in front of us, at least right now, is Denny Hamlin. He's about to pass a lap car though. Closing the gap on him. To the inside of Hamlin. Going to get around him. So we are now back on the lead lap here at Charlotte. We have unlapped ourselves here under green. everybody only about halfway through a fuel run too, so we'll see how much we gain right back on them again. 17 drivers on the lead lap. Ryan Newman back in the free pass position. But not by a lot over Bubba Wallace, just about 7 or 8 car lengths. Chase Elliott caught up, and even more lap traffic is really catching up to him and about to pass him here for 16. Give me another lap to lap and a half and I'll get around him. Maybe even less than that.
Stay low. You're all clear up top. You got room. You're clear there.
We did get around him. About a lap.
Top 3, use it if you need it. Hold your line, got one inside. All right, you're clear.
Here's our NASCAR box. Crank it up.
There on the outside. Clear high, bud. Still there. Outside, outside. All clear. On the bottom. You got room, you're clear there. top there. Stay low. You got room. You're clear. All right, you're clear there. Clear low, clear low. Still there? You're all clear up top there.
$205 laps to go. That was our NASCAR Heat 4 Motor Speedway edition here in the Coca-Cola 600. Almost halfway home, currently in 10th. Still about a half track behind Denny Hamlin, but we are making up some really good time on this racetrack. And pretty close to the longest run we've had in this race so far. We've had 7 cautions in this one as well. Again, what an endurance race that this is. Crazy. A lot of lap cars here just in front of us. Some of those drivers being on the lead lap. Includes Kyle Larson right here, so we're going to get around him pretty easily. And now Brad Keselowski and Eric Almirola both just in front of us as well. Moving outside of bad Brad. Around him, he's stuck behind Jimmy Johnson. Around Eric Almirola as well, so now we're up to 7. Again, just tracking very, very well right now. About a third of the track still behind Denny Hamlin.
Still there. All right, you're clear then. You got room, you're clear.
Cross flags, we're halfway. 200 laps down, 200 laps to go. In a 400 lap race against 600 miles. Longest race of the year as far as mileage here in the Coca-Cola 600. And I'm sure it will be the longest race of the year as far as time is concerned as well. around, going to get around Kurt Busch here for third.
Clear high, clear high.
Denny Hamlin's still about 9.5 seconds ahead of us. Joey Logano about 6 seconds ahead of us. In second.
Yellow's out, back
And
her down.
caution. So, never mind. We're not going to be able to run him down into green here, but we will bunch the field back up once again as we get caution at number 8 in this race. So, 8th caution of the day with 198 laps to go. We lost 2 spots on pit road that time.
We're going green.
Fell back to 5th.
Almost ready now.
Joey Logano will win the race off of pit road, showing he's got a fast victory once again. And again, Hamlin loses a spot. Green flag back in the air. 194 laps to go
Stay on the bottom.
in this one. Look at the inside line, just prevailing on the restart. Logano and Kurt Busch both clearing Denny Hamlin off of turn 2. We got to the inside of him, but now the run off the top side will catch back up to us. Heartbreak now jumps to the inside right in front of me as he's going to try and get around Denny Hamlin as well. Heartbreak's shown some good short run speed here throughout.
Car on the outside now.
Just cleared Truex to remain in the 5th position here, so didn't lose or gain any spots on the restart. Caution is out once again. Chase Elliott will get the free pass, so he'll just decide to come onto pit road. Looks like Parker Kligerman was the driver involved in that last caution here to bring out the yellow. And so here we go. So that will bring out yet another yellow. Logano will remain in the race lead. And again, we will restart in 5th.
All right, be smart out there. Going green.
Try to get a good jump. Green flag back in the air following our 9th caution of the race. That was the shortest green flag run we've had in this one, just 2 laps. But here we go.
Car outside, hold your line.
And the inside, trying to prevail again. Joey Logano will for sure get up into the lead, and will Harvick be able to clear Kurt Busch like Busch did Hamlin? Not quite.
Outside, outside.
They're still side by side for 2nd.
Car outside, hold your line.
We're side by side right now for 5th still with Alex Bowman. The good buddy Kyle Larson trying to help us now.
Got a car high now.
Still cannot clear the 88 car. And now we do.
All clear.
So finally we're going to clear the 88. Run the top side in turns 3 and 4. Larson in to follow. Of course, the Larson line on the top side of the racetrack. Usually find him there. Both run the top again here, 1 and 2. Seems to be the preferred line out of anybody in the field, but really you've seen guys run all over the place today, kind of like I have. Not like Kansas where I tried to strictly stay to the top side of the track. Kind of moved all around. My car's handled a lot better all the way around the track, unlike Kansas where it was really fast, of course, that's why I won, but it was pretty much only fast in the top.
You got it, Ruth. You're clear there.
Couldn't even run the bottom until about
Looking inside now.
40 to 60 laps into a run.
Got one outside now. Got one peeking
A
outside.
bit of a moment there. We're going to lose a couple spots because of it.
Still there. Car outside.
3 wide middle now.
Car high, careful. Careful, still there. Car high, clear clear.
I'm so far in this race. We've had some sketchy moments on the restart here in this one as well.
Car outside, hold the line.
It's like contact now with Alex Bowman.
Car outside. Outside.
Still cannot clear Bowman. Keselowski trying to work the top side. Maybe he can get around us that way. And no, he's going to try and help us. Gives us a huge shot here going into turns 3 and 4. And finally we're able to clear Alex Bowman. And we will be 8th at the line this time. 183 laps to go. Had both crank-it ups in this one. So we will use this normal camera here for the rest of this race. 4 drivers have DNF'd in this one. The most drivers that have DNF'd in a race this year is 6. And they're on pace to beat that right now. Honestly surprised that more drivers haven't DNF'd in this one, especially with having 9 cautions. Big move on the 19 car of Mark Truex Jr. Slight contact made. That was accidental. We're going to stay side by side and finally clear him here through the quad oval. Good battle here between Kyle Larson and Eric Almirola, and that'll allow us to get alongside Kyle Larson now. And Eric Almirola. Wow, just able to clear them both. Aggressive, but we got around both guys in the same corner. That'll save some time and we're up to 5th. Larson follows us now, and he's finally able to get around Almirola. We're really flat lines with us getting around him, so he'll remain in the 6th position. Haven't even been within 3 seconds of a race lead outside of restarts in quite a long time. Haven't led in this race in about 100 laps or so, despite leading quite a few laps early. Many different times. Led 5 different times in this race. Each time I took the lead away from Denny Hamlin, so. Well, no, the first time I took it away from Logano. Denny Hamlin going to catch lap traffic here in a couple laps. We've had one green flag pit stop in this race, but that is because we pitted unscheduled. We pitted with an unscheduled stop a few green flag runs ago. We have not actually gone all the way through a full fuel run under green, despite the fact we got close, and the longest green flag run of the race is 52 laps. We get about 60 laps in on a full tank of fuel here, so we were cutting it somewhat close to having to pit under green that last green flag run, or 2 green flag runs ago. Left up, caution came out again, and of course, like I've said before, we've had 9 yellows in this race. The next one will be caution number 10. Do not think that the cautions are done. Even if we get a 100-lap green flag run in this one, over that, I still think we're going to have another yellow before the end of this race. Still a couple fuel runs out from the finish. And a race that I started about 2 hours ago. Crazy. 2 hours and 43 minutes is going to be the longest race, and I'd said that this one can easily go over 3 hours, and I think it will go over 3 hours, and 9 cautions doesn't help in this one, especially up to this point too. So we're up to 4th, we're closing in on Kevin Harvick, who's in 3rd, and he has not led since he led the opening laps of this race. He started on the pole. We're under him now. This is the highest position he's been in since that opening run when he was leading laps. And coming off the turn 2, we're going to clear Kevin Harvick for 3rd. Just over a second behind race. Closing in here on Joey Logano as well. Logano coming off of 4, is only 3 car lengths ahead of us. On the top side here in turns 1 and 2, we're going to try to get a run on Logano as he ran the bottom. And that'll allow us to get to the inside of him.
Still there?
Oh, just slightly pinching him off there, but did it cleanly, and it's going to work.
Still there?
Nevertheless, and we're up to 2nd. Just less than a second ahead of us is the race leader, Denny Hamlin now, but now that we're in 2nd,
Stay low, stay low.
we'll try to catch him. No lap cars in between us anymore. We just got around DJ McLeod. He's good rigging as a pit there, so it might delay us a lap or 2 to get around Denny. Denny on the bottom, we're going to go to the top side, and we ran a little too hard there. Into the wall slightly. And that 3-lap car is just ahead of Hamlin. We're under a half second behind him now. He's stuck in traffic here, coming off of turn 2. 3-wide move. We're going to get around every lap car here and clear Denny Hamlin going into turns 3 and 4. And easily able to hold on to the lead. He's still stuck behind him. We got through the lap cars 10 times better than he did. New leader at the line for the 6th time today. It's Matt Benedetto with 167 laps to go. Hopefully this could be one of those really long green flag runs here once again. And maybe, just maybe, a lot of these cars a lap down. Very well possible.
You got room to clear there.
Largest lead we've had in this race is about 7 seconds over Denny Hamlin. And we'll see if we can get to that again. Very well possible.
Stay out at the bottom. Got one outside now. Alright, you're clear there.
We don't really have clean air because we're in lap traffic, of course, but just the track position game in general being in the lead.
You're clear.
Chase Elliott will go a lap down there, so only 16 drivers back in the lead lap. The least amount of drivers we've had in the lead lap over the course of the race is 13. Well, we had even more cautions in this one.
Stay low, stay low. You got room, you're clear there. Inside. You got room, you're clear there. Car outside, hold your line. Clear high, bud. Bottom clear. Alright, you're clear there.
Caution is out. That will be the 10th one of the race with 159 laps to go. And that will set for more pit stops here under caution.
Alright, be smart out there. Going green. Be ready.
Here we go once again. Green flag back in the air.
Car there on the outside.
156 laps to go here at Charlotte.
Top three, use it if you need it.
Still not even 3/4 of the way through the race. Boy, oh boy. Coming a little exhausting, gotta admit. Couldn't imagine doing this race with the steering wheel. Thank goodness I've got the controller, at least for this set, this season. Gonna lead the opening lap off the restart. Harvick was quickly able to get up to second, and now Kyle Larson trying to battle in. He gets to his inside for second.
Outside.
We'll see. Harvick challenges around the outside and clears us. Kevin Harvick out in front here in the Coca-Cola 600. To be the first lap he's led since lap 6 in this one. Just amazing.
Inside. Got a car low now. Bottom clear.
And the inside of Keselowski.
Still there. Car high, careful. Outside. You got room, you're clear there. Car outside, hold your line.
A pretty good job so far, at least hanging on to the 7th position.
Looking inside now.
And now Alex Coleman. A nice move to get under us. Right out of nowhere, Rick Stenhouse Jr. in the back half of the top 10 right now.
Careful, still there. Hold your line, got one inside. You got room, you're clear there. Got one up top. Still there inside. Stay high up here. Hold your line, got one inside. Inside. Still there, inside.
Wow. Gutsy three-wide move there. And how about Joey Logano? He's outside the top 10 right now. He's trying to push us through the field. Well, he's just now in the top 10. He was outside. Not sure exactly how he felt that.
The bottom.
Coleman able to stay right on the right rear corner panel that time. Logano pushing us out ahead.
On the outside.
And we're up to 7th once again. Logano seemingly has a faster car than us.
Got one inside. All clear.
Working hard to get around us. Again, he's had good short run speed in that car. Denny Hamlin's still trying to work on Kevin Harvick for the race lead. Actually, in fact, Hamlin is in 3rd. Still trying to get around Kurt Busch.
Car high, careful. Still there inside. Clear low, bud.
Benedetto up to 6th. Clear Clint Boyer in the Pete Antifreeze car off of turn 4. Logano trying to get around the outside of Boyer for 7th. We're blocking him off. Logano might have to move down to the bottom. Logano looking low. Fakes high, the Boyer's still there. He just stayed on the bottom. Got around Kurt Busch, and now the second place driver is well up there. Denny Hamlin up to 2nd. We'll see if he can try to run down Kevin Harvick, the race leader, in the clean air right now. It might have to And I'm sure he'll start running him down, but I don't think he's going to catch him for sure until they get into lap traffic, and Harvick will slow down even more with the dirty air. So he doesn't have any dirty air right now. $144 laps to go. 6/8 of the way, or sorry, 5/8. Fractional amount.
Stay low, stay low. Oh,
We clear Eric Jones now off of turn 4, and that will move Matt DiBenedetto up to 5th. Still working hard. 143 to go.
Yellow's out, back her down.
Caution. For the 11th time with 142 to go. Everybody from 6th on back is seemingly going to come down onto pit road here. And I believe we will too. So I think that 5th on back will all be on pit road. Top 4 stayed out: Kyle Larson, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin. Kind of like they did after the first caution. But with this being caution 11, a little different. You lost a spot on pit road. Eric Jones beat us, but the green flag will be back in the air. 139 to go in the Coca-Cola 600.
Got one down low now. Got the car high now.
Someone getting freight trained here, at least for the moment.
Still bad.
Everybody just stuck in line right now.
Keep it steady, driver. 3 wide.
Oh my goodness. All over the 10 car now of Eric Almirola. Look at him just fight his way through.
Outside. Inside, inside.
We're trying to get help. We just can't do it.
You're all clear up top. Still there. Inside.
Gonna clear Harvick. We're up to 2nd. Eric Almirola's just taking the race lead away with the 4 fresh tires. Side by side with Eric Almirola for the lead. But having the advantage on the top side of the track, here he comes. We're trying to block off Bowman, but not quite.
Hold your line. Got one outside.
Bowman up to 2nd now. Can he work on Eric Almirola for the lead? Interesting race out in front right now, of course. Bowman to the inside. Here he comes, side by side for the lead. Alex Bowman and Eric Almirola. Now quick move here to get underneath Bowman. 3 wide for the race lead.
Car
At the stripe, Bowman leads the lap, but somehow able to clear both Almirola and Bowman into turn 1. Bowman going to try a little crossover move of his own to get to the bottom, and we're side by side for the lead now down the back straightaway. Almirola in behind us. Who will prevail, the top side of the track or the bottom? Getting another shot here from Almirola. Bowman can't block us off, but again, Bowman leads the lap. 2 laps in a row he's led. Into turns 1 and 2. We're going to clear him.
You got room. You're clear.
Can we take the lead for the 7th time today? We are ever so close to doing so. Into turns 3 and 4 now. Almirola to the inside of Bowman for 2nd. New leader at the line, it's going to be Matt Benedetto with 131 laps to go. Hopefully we don't have too much audio trouble right now, as I do not have any sound in my ears, so hopefully, with these headphones at least, so hopefully the microphone is still picking up my broadcasting. It's happened earlier in the year. I think it was another race for the Cup Series. I want to say it was Bristol where this happened, but I'm not entirely sure. And Bristol was such a good race and a great finish that I was really hoping it picked up the broadcasting. And it ended up doing so when I went back through. Got some good comments on the video as well that I really appreciate. But here we are now. Eric Almirola is keeping pace. He is about 4 or 5 car lengths back of the lead. How long of a green flag run are we going to have here, though, before we get caution number 12? Because I'm assuming we will. Because, again, we're not even 3/4 of the way through this race yet. The race started off fairly quick to get through the first 100 laps, but we've had so many cautions in this one that it is just really pushing back the possible finish of this race more and more. Bowman back up to 2nd now as he's gotten around Almirola. Currently the 2nd quickest car on the track. But majority of that has to do with the top 4 staying out under that last caution and not pitting. Get about 2 laps in a minute here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We'll send the wall off at turn 4. I had to get out of the gas. Got very tight from the center off. It's happened every now and then in this one, but for the most part, we've been pretty good. About a 2.5 second lead over Alex Bowman now. We can now wreck again in this race, or we will DNF. So we've had our moments here in this one, but so far so good. And to come this far into the race really don't want to wreck out now. I remember at Martinsville, we were probably about an hour and a half into the race. That was an hour and a half wasted. Dover, about an hour and 45 minutes into the race before it ended. Wasn't quite close to the finish, but I mean, we were easily past halfway in both races. Probably the Dover race, we were really close to 3/4 of the way through. Definitely past halfway in this one, and we're almost 3/4 of the way through this, and really don't want to get to the end and just wreck out to have a terrible finish. It's like, well, I could have had a terrible finish earlier in the race, so in that manner it kind of stunk. Especially with a tight points battle right now. Only 14 points ahead of Denny Hamlin, and Hamlin is shown to be easily one of the two fastest drivers in this race. Stuck right behind the lap car of Joey Gase here. Really pushing him on this rear bumper, but gonna be able to get around him. It did cost us about a half second to 3/4 of a second of time. Slow car on the inside. That's Ryan Preece. Will the caution come out? Everybody's going to the outside to miss him. He is not on the apron at least yet. And we'll have to see if he'll bring out the 12th caution of the race, or will he be able to get down onto pit road in time. Eric Almirola is just taking over second place once again. Right up next to that wall here in turns 3 and 4. Never touched it though. Had a couple of those moments in this one. So Ryan Preece was able to get down onto pit road last lap. So that's good. We stay green. 118 to go. Trying to put laps on the field here. To get out of the gas again there, almost got up into the wall. Coming off of turn 4, again at the moment in the race where we really have to take care of our car. Been out on the track for a very long time. Got an 8-second lead over Eric Almirola. That is the largest lead I've had over the course of this race. Out of the 7 different times I've led in this one. A lot of lead changes and a lot of different leaders in this one. Almost as if it's a super speedway race, but it's not. Got about a third of a track lead here on Eric Almirola. He's 11 seconds back. Lap times here can take about 29 seconds at the fastest. Get around this place again. Fastest lap of the race we ran is a 29.645, which is very early in the race. One of the first few runs within the first 50 laps. Pace has slowed down a ton, of course, with 11 cautions so far. And I still think we're going to get a 12th caution eventually. Not sure entirely when that will be. Side by side, just in front of me right now. Means we're going to take 3 wide on the top side of the track here. Really trying to get around these lap cars as quick as possible, but probably could have taken a little bit more time there, but I didn't. Nevertheless, we're able to get around that pack. 111 laps to go now. Haven't paused this thing at all yet either, so only breaks I've had is under caution, which is quite a few breaks, but still. One of those things where you wonder if we were caution-free, how close to the finish would we be? Gotta be pretty close, to be completely honest. Here's Kevin Harvick. He's one of the faster drivers in the field. And again, because he stayed out under that last pit stop, he will go a lap down, and now so will Daniel Hemrick. So that's a really fast driver who is a lap down and not in the free pass position right now. And only 13 drivers are on the lead lap in this race. That is tied for the least amount of drivers over the course of this race on the lead lap. Denny Hamlin. I can see him up there in that group of cars. And now Hamlin in danger of going a lap down soon. He is one of the 2 fastest drivers in this race alongside with me. So very key to get him a lap down here. Logano's shown speed in this one. He is in a 3-way battle for 3rd here between Alex Bowman and Truex. He is currently in 5th. Actually just got passed by Truex there that last lap. And there's Denny Hamlin now. We have caught him. Off of turn 4, side by side. Hamlin is a lap down at the line. He is the first driver 1 lap down, but here is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Chase Elliott both in front of us. And they're both going to go a lap down, so how about that? Hamlin is now a lap down. That is a great driver to be, or to spot a lap down here. He is stuck there. He's closing in on Stenhouse and Elliott as they've both been battling hard the last couple laps. Tyler Reddick in 10th, though. He's about to go a lap down too, so Hamlin not going to be even close to getting a free pass. So I get around Reddick, and I do. So only 9 drivers on the lead lap currently. And again, we are in one of the longest green flag runs of this race. So we have a 21-second lead over Eric Almirola. 104 laps to go. Daniel Suarez here just in front of us. He'll go a lap down. Only 8 drivers on the lead lap now. Just amazing. Gotta admit though, if Denny Hamlin was still out in the race lead, well, he would be in the lead probably by now. I think I would have taken it over, but I would not have nearly as big of a lead. I'd probably have less than a 10-second lead over him for sure. Now falling a lap down this late in the race. Still have a little over 100 laps left though, but compared to how many laps we had at the start and how many miles we had at the start, we are getting quite a ways through this one. Slight contact with Chris Buescher, just trying to get around him, and we did. Eric Jones a lap down now, so 6 drivers on the lead lap. A lot of room in front of me though currently. Joey Logano now up to second. He has just gotten around Eric Almirola. Logano 25 seconds off the lead though, and I am still faster than him currently on the racetrack. Logano's definitely got the short run car. 3/4 of the way through the race now, 100 laps to go, so that means we are 450 miles into this 600-mile race. Crazy how we have still a quarter of the race to go, still 150 miles left. Easily over the 2.5 hour mark here in this one. 2 laps in a minute here, so we are roughly 50 minutes away still from the checker flag. We have about a 26-second lead over Logano. He's just entering turn 3. We are exiting turn 2. Keselowski currently in 6th. And he is in danger of going a lap down now. Keselowski is now a lap down. Only 5 drivers on the lead lap. Crazy. This is what I wanted though. I wanted a super long green flag run at some point in this race. I guess the later the better, for that matter. Green flag pit stops here are going to come up in about 15 to 20 laps if we stay green. So we have 97 laps to go right now. We're just going to be just outside the pit window to make it one more stop to the finish. At least so I think. And Almirola now another lap, or he's a lap down now. Alex Bowman is now a lap down. And Truex just in front here. Truex has been one of the top 4 or 5 drivers in this one. And now Martin Truex Jr. is a lap down. So only 2 drivers on the lead lap here in this one. So we got around Truex on the outside of the track. Been able to pass cars around the top, but for the most part been passing them around the bottom. A little loose on the exit of turn 4 there. Nice save though, able to easily keep it off the wall. 95 laps to go. Joey Logano is just in front of us in second. There are some takers onto pit road right now, and those are probably the top 4 that had stayed out under the last run. And Joey Logano is now a lap down, so everybody is currently a lap down in this one. That is the first time today, first time anywhere close to having that happen. But again, if Hamlin was in second, I'd probably have still under a 20-second lead. But regardless of the fact, Everybody's a lap down right now. Very intriguing race, that's for sure. But they could be playing the pit and fuel strategy out a lot better than me. Who knows, maybe they can make it on one more stop. I don't think we can. I think everybody's going to have to make 2 stops to the finish of this race. "92 laps to go." Longest green flag run of the race is 52 laps. We are closing in. And how about Kyle Larson, one of the guys that have just pitted? Was 2 laps down. Now he's only 1 lap down. He's running faster than me on the racetrack. Don't want to pit now. I'd love to trap these guys 1 lap down. That would be awesome. Definitely the most consecutive laps we've led in this one. Not sure exactly what that number is, but definitely a good number. It's Kyle Larson. Right near us again. We'll see if he can get around us. He jumps to the inside. He clears us just barely off of turn 4. Right front tire now just starting to get really worn out. 20% tire wear left on the right front. About 7 laps left of estimated fuel. Seemingly though, it looks like we'll have to pit for fuel before we have to pit for tires. So it's like you can go all the way through a fuel run almost with ease here. Just barely keeping it off of those guys. Well, now we just got into Hemrick a little bit, but all is good. The Larson line kind of got held up by Chase Elliott there through 3 and 4, and he's still stuck behind him, at least right now. Now he finally peeks back to the inside. Kind of a cat and mouse game between me and Larson in the lap traffic. He's obviously on way fresher tires than I am, so he is going to be faster until I end up coming onto pit road. But just putting a lot of these guys multiple laps down now. Tyler Reddick, everybody from 11th on back is at least 2 laps down. And it's about to be everybody from 10th on back. And it is, as I just got around Stenhouse. 85 laps to go. This is now the longest fuel run of the race. 54 laps into the run. The previous longest was 52. So we might have green flag pit stops for us for the second time today. And it looks like everybody will have green flag pit stops for sure this time if we stay green for the next couple of laps. 13% tire wear on the right front, but only 3 laps left of estimated fuel. That's what we're looking at here, not looking at tires. Risky pass to get around Parker Kligerman right there, but we did get around him. And now here comes Larson. He goes right back at this again. We kind of slacked the wall. We're good. One lap left of estimated fuel. We've got some takers onto pit road right now for these green flag pit stops. Gonna make our stop onto pit road here this time through before we end up sputtering or running out of gas in any way. And actually we're starting to sputter right now, so just as we're sputtering, we're gonna make it onto pit road. .48 miles an hour is what we enter. So we are about 20 laps short on fuel, as will everybody else. So this is still a 2-stop race to the finish from here. So as soon as we make this 4-tire stop, we will have to pit one more time in this one. Back onto the racetrack now. Following that 4-tire pit stop. Again, everybody else on pit road currently, as everybody is a lap down still as we cycle all the way back through. Still the race leader, never lost the lead during all of that. Kevin Harvick back up to second though. He's just coming out of turn 4 as we got to the start-finish line, so we're a few seconds ahead of him. But now we're faster than him, though, because he's been out of the pits longer, longer than us. We're just getting back up to speed. Again, though, a really long green flag run so far. 79 laps to go. We have a 1-lap lead over everybody. Pretty cool stuff, though. Continuing to widen that gap out here on Kevin Harvick. Of course, if a caution comes out, Harvick will get the free pass, but he will restart at the rear of the field. So maybe Denny Hamlin could catch him, though. Hamlin in 3rd currently. Of course, I'm sure he would want a shot at the win. This race did not turn into domination until we hit the three-quarter mark through this race. Since then, I've definitely been dominating, but I was leading a little bit at times before that. Flip of a coin right there. Flip of a switch. 75 laps to go. That means we are 500 miles into this 600-mile race. It is noon Eastern Standard Time right now. And we seemingly have still over a half hour of this race left. Not sure exactly what time I started it. I know I started after 9 o'clock this morning, but it was probably sometime in between 9 o'clock and 9:15, so we've got to be closing in on the 3-hour mark. We will easily reach that, and this is the longest race of the year so far. As well, it's the longest green flag run of the race. 11 cautions in this one, 73 laps to go. I'm still confident we're going to get another yellow before the end of this, but Denny Hamlin is now just taken second place away from Kevin Harvick, so that will mean that Hamlin will get the free pass if we do get another caution. Harvick now back to third, or back to fourth. Keselowski's gotten around him as well. If I could put everybody 2 laps down, this race is seemingly over, but we'll have to see. Now Brad Keselowski out of nowhere up to second, passing Denny Hamlin. A good 3-way battle for second going on back there. Despite the fact they're a lap down, they're still getting second place points, third place points, fourth place points for the positions they're finishing in. So it's just the fact of trying to go for the win. Keselowski and Hamlin both have wins already this year, so they're already in the playoffs. But for anybody just joining this race, thanks for joining this marathon of an event here in the Coca-Cola 600. This is definitely a long way. The reason why I'm up by 1 lap currently is because I've been pretty good on the longer run. It takes me about 20 laps or so before I'm actually faster than the second fastest car on the track, which is, at most times in this race, Denny Hamlin. But as you can see here, lap 333 of 400. Still have a little bit of a ways to go. We can get a couple consecutive cautions, which wouldn't surprise me. We've had 11 cautions in this race today. And have really slowed the pace of this race down quite a bit. We'd probably be pretty close to being over with it if we haven't had that many yellows. But again, currently the longest green flag run of the race so far. We have 67 to go. And we have just reached over 70 consecutive laps run under green here. On this current green flag run, we've gone through a full field run just a little bit ago. And it looks like there's a slow car up here. We're on the brakes hard, and it is Joey Logano, one of the faster cars in this one. Surprised the caution didn't come out because of that. Everybody was kind of scattering all over the place. Everybody missed him, but almost got caught up in an accident there. That would have been somebody else's fault. Thankfully, we didn't run all the way through this race just to wreck out right there. That would have been terrible. Especially with this big of a lead currently, this late in the race. Over 500 miles run already today in the 600-mile event. Exhausting 600-mile event, I might add. 65 to go. Again, hopefully the audio is working fine. Had some audio difficulties earlier. I actually cannot hear anything right now. If the spotter's even ever saying anything with the car outside, inside, I cannot hear him. So hopefully the mic still works for that matter. "63 laps to go." Couldn't imagine running this race caution free. I mean, that would just be ridiculous. Have to be something I'll have to look up on my own time after this race if the Coca-Cola 600's ever gone caution free. As much as I want it to happen, have a race go caution free, this is probably the one I don't want it to go caution free. Just for my sake. "61 laps left." Martin Truex Jr. has just taken over the second place position on Brad Keselowski right now. "60 laps to go, so that means we are within a full fuel run. If we were to pit right now, we can make it to the end. Denny Hamlin has faded back to 5th now. I think all these guys with fresher tires than some of the guys that were up towards the front now, they're starting to fade back because of it. Caution, there we go. Martin Truex Jr. will get the free pass. Caution number 12 has just come out with 60 laps left in this one. So after getting this caution, we should be able to make it on field to the finish now, as we'll take a 4-tire pit stop. So here we go. Now, again, we'll have to see if we green to the finish here. We've had 12 cautions now. Green flag back in the air in the Coca-Cola 600. Martin Truex Jr. back on the lead lap, but he's at the rear of the field. We'll see if anybody can get back on the lead lap here. That's up towards the front of the field right now. And if they get a quick caution after doing so, they will be in contention to win this thing as well. So 56 laps to go in the Coca-Cola 600. Almost 7/8 of the way through this race. Oh, and quickly we give up the bottom coming off of the exit of turn 4. And Eric Almirola is going to get around us. Can he hold on? Again, the battle to try and get back on the lead lap will be pretty insane here as these restarts get crazy. And now here comes Bowman. We were going to try to block him, decided not to, and he's going to get back on the lead lap. And now Clint Boyer just barely going to be blocked off. So when we had the entire field lapped at one point, now 4 drivers on the lead lap, and Kevin Harvick very fast throughout the majority of this race now, trying to get his lap back as well. Just barely able to block him off of turn 4. 53 laps remaining in the Coca-Cola 600. Got a 4-second lead on Martin Truex Jr. right now. And down the bottom, just giving up here is Kevin Harvick trying to sneak his way through. As now it's Harvick trying to get back on the lead lap. And now Kurt Busch will follow in behind him. Denny Hamlin's closed the gap to our rear bumper. Kurt Busch might actually be 2 laps down because he's shown in 8th. I know for a fact Denny Hamlin's only 1 lap down right now, so we'll see if he can get around us. Might be able to. Here he goes down to the bottom. And we kind of just stuffed the wall. Well, Joey Logano, despite having the problems he's had, just got one of his laps back just right there, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Still have a 3-second lead over Martin Truex Jr. Number 95 Team Toyota car. Logano shown in 12th right now. Still 2 laps down on the racetrack. Denny Hamlin working his way to get around Kevin Harvick. How about that? Looks as if that's going to be a pretty good move. And how about this? Of the 4 or 5 crown jewels in NASCAR, we're going to win the first 2 on the season, unless something crazy happens here. I mean, I guess I'm not going to speak too soon because it's still less than a 3.5-second lead over Truex. We just have a lot of cars in between us, and obviously a caution could come out again. We've had 12 cautions in this one already, but we can easily get another and once the field right back up again. 45 laps to go now. Just got back around Logano, so unfortunately for him, he is 3 laps down once again. Down to the inside of Kurt Busch to put him a lap down once again. Well, 2 laps down, rather. And indeed, so Kurt Busch is going to be 2 laps down now. 4 drivers on the lead lap. Kevin Harvick, about a second ahead of us, and about 2 seconds ahead of us is Denny Hamlin. So, and there we go. Caution is out once again. Boy, oh boy. So that will bunch the field back up. Our 13th caution of the race with 44 laps to go. Five drivers have currently DNF'd here in this one, and we will have 40 laps to go on the restart. So here we go, 40 laps left. Nobody will pit out of the top. Well, 5 for that matter. Alex Bowman got the free pass. So here we go. Everybody's bunched back up. Green flag back in the air. What a turn of events. 40 laps to go, the Coca-Cola 600. Just able to come up and block Truex here off the restart on the top side of the track. Denny Hamlin on the inside. The second fastest driver in the field is up to second, and here he comes strong on the outside. He's currently blocked off. Lap car of Brad Keselowski now trying to close the gap, but Hamlin's able to block him. And out of the start-finish line, we're going to lead the first lap off the restart. Nobody's really on fresh tires, though, with 39 to go here, and we'll see if we can make it to the end. Six drivers have DNF'd in this race, tied for the most all season. And again, we've had 13 cautions. Well, we get 14 and tie for the most this season. In a race this season. This is the third race in which we've had double-digit amount of cautions. Talladega was another race. We had 10 cautions in that one. That was a few races ago. Chris Buescher got the upset win in that one to clinch a playoff spot. Only leading the last 2 laps of the race. Just over 1 second lead now on Denny Hamlin. Again, though, you just never know how these restarts might pan out. "36 laps to go. Two-second lead over Denny Hamlin. 3 seconds over Truex. 3.5 over Harvick. About 10.5 over Bowman, who restarted at the rear of the field because of getting the free pass. So 5 drivers on the lead lap here. Not sure who currently would be in the free pass position, but this race is definitely not over now. Kind of hoping if we get another caution and everybody ends up pitting that's on the lead lap, I hope that caution comes out sooner rather than later, because like I said, it takes me about 20 laps before I'm faster than the car out in front with the clean air, which usually is Denny Hamlin at that time. Still haven't yet tested in this one if I can actually go full throttle in the corners. 32 laps to go. No need to really push it right now, though. I don't know if I want to find out, to be completely honest. But at the same time, I don't want to try to find out too late in the race. It's like, okay, this is all I got, and then I end up putting it in the wall and end up wrecking myself. So we'll have to see. Got a 5-second lead over Denny Hamlin. Toyota drivers running 1, 2, 3. Matt DiBenedetto in the lead, looking for his 9th win of the season. Denny Hamlin looking for his 2nd win. He's in 2nd. Martin Truex Jr. 3rd. But at least I'm only going to gain 1 point for Denny Hamlin's sake on the regular season points title. I was... for the regular season championship, it was 14 points up going in, and as of right now, if the race ended, I'd only gain 1 more point on him. But that 9th win would give me 45 playoff points. We're only halfway through the regular season, so I can only gain more beyond that as the season progresses. Just now catching up to lap traffic. And the last 3/8 of this race is going to be known as pretty spaced out. Not a lot of cautions, but the first 3 quarters, it seemed like cautions would come out every 30, 40 laps. A few times way shorter than that. I've had 3 cautions come out the first 6 laps of a green flag run. Very hard to even consider that a run. "27 laps to go." We're almost to the end of this one here in this marathon. I'm almost relieved it's almost over. But I am glad I got to do this once, and especially with no stages. Did it the old school way, but I mean, still had 12 cautions at the same time too, so. Definitely a lot of stoppage. I would by far be done if you never got any cautions. That, and I've listened to about the final 3/8 of the way through this race pretty much without, well, not pretty much, without sound. I mean, headphones aren't working anymore, and so hopefully the audio is still there. Hopefully we stay green to the finish these final 24 laps and do not get another caution. Second most cautions we've had in a race this year. Second race of the year at Atlanta though, 14, wow. But by far we are over 3 hours into this race. Just crazy. I almost wonder if we're going to get over the 200-minute mark in this race. I mean, we're going to be close to it. That's for sure. 21 laps left. Still fastest lap time of the race, 29.645. Again, that was within the first 50 laps of the race, so not even 50 miles. Well, yeah, at that time, we weren't even 50 miles into the 600-mile race. That's just crazy. But at the same time, it goes to show, I mean, obviously with the wear and tear on the car throughout the course of the race, less fast of lap times you're going to run. Got to be close to the most amount of laps I've led in a race this year. Again, Atlanta was the most laps I led in a race this year. That was 225 out of the 325 laps. This is a 400 lap race. And I gotta say, I've got to be close to the 200 lap mark to leading about half of this race, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if it was under 200. I wouldn't be surprised if it was way over 200 at the same time too. Kind of tough for me to tell right now. But of course, still 20 laps left in this one. And of course, still plenty of time for there to be a caution. Just hoping everybody runs the most perfect lap times that they possibly can. Or the most perfect laps that they possibly can. Perfect lap times, they probably catch me. They're about a 16.5 second lead over Denny Hamlin right now, but again, been a longer green flag run. So even this run, we've gone over 40 laps now. Oh no, never mind. We had a caution before that. Slight contact there with Cody Ware, but we're all good. A little bit of space in between these lap cars, but still quite a few lap cars here coming up right in front of me over the next couple laps. Only 4 drivers on the lead lap here once again in this one. And Daniel Hemrick in 13th will now go another lap down. Race word end right now, though. The 2 fastest cars over the course of this race will win. Or sorry, will finish first and second. And Kevin Harvick now has just passed through this lap traffic. He's just passed Martin Truex Jr. for third. Of course, Harvick and Truex, neither one has a win yet this year. They're hoping for another caution to get another shot at this one. 14 laps to go now. Oh, very loose all of a sudden. Out of nowhere. Got up into the side of the 29 of Corey LaJoie. Gotta say though, I haven't lost patience at all in this race. That's good, and I haven't gotten too complacent and lazy and lost focus at all in this race as well, and that's probably why I have dominated about the last, you could say about a third of this one. Man, I don't know why I'm so loose right now. This is crazy. Brad Keselowski in danger of going 2 laps down. Now, got a little bit of rear bumper damage, but that's a... I don't know. I haven't been this loose, though, and I've had that kind of damage earlier in the race. Can't pit now, though. 20-second lead over Denny Hamlin. 10 laps to go. Just so close to the finish of this one. Just got to be smart when passing lap cars. That's for sure. Nine laps to go. Can we get to the white flag where in case of a caution, the next flag, or in case of a caution, it will still end the race? It's very well possible. So close to doing that. Eight laps to go now. Right underneath the Parker Kligerman here. I mean, just look at how loose we are. Finally able to catch it. We're going to clear him before we get into turns 3 and 4, so that's good. Seven laps to go. 5 laps to the good on fuel. Honestly, the 2 cautions we've had took about 8 laps, so we would have needed at least 1 caution, like we did, in this final fuel run to make it on fuel. So that's pretty good. That we ended up getting that. On 395 of 400. So we are easily under 10 miles away from victory. We have run over 590 miles now in this race. 5 laps to go to the line this time in the Coca-Cola 600 for Matt DiBenedetto. Back to the top side here in turns 1 and 2, and again we are closing in on Kurt Busch. He is in danger of going 2 laps down, way below the track. Just to clear him here before we get into turns 3 and 4. Now Kevin Harvick, we're closing up on him. And oh no! Oh, the worst thing that could have happened. We get loose off of 4 and now down onto pit road with a speeding penalty. Oh my goodness. That kind of ticks me off. Oh my god. To run this whole race perfectly. What the heck just happened? I don't think we're going to get back on the track in time for the lead. We're going to need a caution now. And I don't think we're going to get it. I'm not even taking tires. I'm just repairing damage. Get this penalty over with. But you've got to be kidding me. We're going to be lucky to finish this thing on the lead lap now. We got to at least finish on the lead lap. But unbelievable. Currently in 5th. Yeah, we're on the lead lap. We need a caution. Can we get a yellow? got 3 laps to go in this race. Denny Hamlin is now the race leader, looking for his 2nd win of the year, as we have seemingly just choked the win away unless we can get a caution here in the final few laps. 2 laps to go now for Denny Hamlin. Oh my God, I had a 25-second lead. For a second I thought I was going to wreck and hit the wall, and then I would have ended up finishing outside the top 30, but at least I saved it. But unfortunately I had to go down pit road to do so. Now my right front tire is really worn out. I have 2 to go. Can Denny Hamlin get back to the white flag? If he does, the next flag will end the race, whether it's the yellow or the checker. And he does. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go here for Denny Hamlin in the Coca-Cola 600. Oh my goodness. Choking the win away. Will Alex Bowman get caught up in lap traffic, and can I catch him at least finish 4th, try to salvage everything I can out of it as I come to the white. Now, I'm not going to catch Bowman, not the last 3/4 of a lap. 1 mile to go here for us. Checkered flag in the air, though. Denny Hamlin is going to win the Coca-Cola 600. I don't know how I got so loose off of 4. I'll have to go back through on the replay of that one. Unbelievable. Well, we're going to come home 5th in the Coca-Cola 600, despite leading the most laps and choking the win away in the last 4 laps of the race. I was praying for a caution as soon as I saved that, though. You have to look at this again here. I can't believe I did that. So there I am on pit road. So it happened right here. So I guess I did have a little bit of damage that needed repaired. So I might have slowed it down even more. Alright, let's play it. Still no audio here, but running fine. I saw Harvick got out of the gas easily, and I thought I was going to control it. I don't know what happened. I just lost it. Unbelievable. That was frustrating, man. Oh, to go that far. 196 minutes. Wow. 3 hours and 16 minutes in this race to finish 5th and choke the win away in the last 4 laps. It's now, I would have been frustrated if a caution came out too, restarted, lost the lead, finished 5th off the restart. But that way, I mean, that was all my fault, but I just don't know how I did it. Well, Denny Hamlin wins the Coca-Cola 600 and closes the points gap now to within 6. He gained 8 points on me here. Wow. Unbelievable. Denny Hamlin wins his 2nd race of the year, wins the Coca-Cola 600. I said it would have to take something drastic. He had the fastest lap. Yeah, I led 192 out of 400 laps, almost half the race. Led the most laps and still couldn't win it. Unbelievable. That's just crazy. That's going to be it. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you liked the video. The subscribe button for more NASCAR Heat 4 and other NASCAR content. Next Cup race is going to be at Pocono. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.